All right, let's go to Breck in St. George, the Utes. What's up, Breck?
Oh, hey, Dr. John. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Well, I'm trying to do better. That's why I'm calling, I guess.
Hey, me too, man. Me too. So what's up?
So, had a situation in my marriage, like 6 months in. I fell back into porn, and I came forward to my wife, and I explained to her that, this has been going on since my teenage years, and it's always been like, a week on and then several months off. And, it's been even a couple of years in between, times that I've fallen into it. So I tried to explain it to her. It's like, I don't know why, I'm just this little rubber band and I keep snapping back, and I trying to cut it and, set myself free. But I've really connected with her and really tried to be open and honest with her with where I'm at. But, with that, I know that feelings of self-image and lack of trust kind of start creeping in. And so I'm really struggling with like feelings of frustration from constantly asking to trust me, and I just feel like I'm like spinning my wheels,
Yeah.
So
what have you done different?
So I've never really had a support person. It's always been like I would tell my parents, growing up, hey, I did this, and they'd be like, well, don't fix it,
So listen. If I'm her, there's a value in my home that me and my brand new husband agreed on. And then my husband came to me and said, hey, I violated this value. I'm coming forward. I'm being honest about it, which is noble. Good for you. And then it's followed up with, yeah, this has just been a thing I've been dealing with since I was little, since I was real young. And it just keeps coming back. And I don't want it to be there, but it just keeps coming back. So, all right, don't judge me and don't hold me accountable to it, and don't get mad at me. Let's go get some pancakes. That is very different than enough is enough is enough. I'm going to go join an essay group. I'm going to go join any number of groups that meet all over the United States. A Celebrate Recovery group, any number of things. I'm going to go see a counselor. I'm going to go get very serious about this. And you haven't done that, which tells me, you like the idea of not having these week-long shame spirals, but you also like the idea of having like a week-long binge. Fair?
I don't know. I'm absolutely terrified of falling back.
I know, but not terrified enough to do something. You're just sitting there being terrified. Which, in a crazy twist of fate, the more wound up you are, the more white knuckling you do, the more you slowly grind off your ability to make good decisions. And you burn the edges off and you burn the edges off. And you know what makes everything feel better? Connected relationships. And you don't have that. You know a cheap substitute for a connected relationship? Pornography. And so you, by not being willing to go meet with some people and say, hey, this is me, and I've struggled with this for a long time. How are you guys doing? My name's Breck. I'm struggling. How are you this week, Breck? Good. I had a good week. How are you this week, Breck? I fell off, man. I didn't do so well. Or I haven't looked at pornography, but I ate 4 large pizzas this week and I'm struggling with my diet. Like whatever the thing is, if you don't have that, your body's going to go get it. It's going to get it in the quickest, easiest way possible. So you can say you're terrified to fall back into this thing, but you're not terrified enough to do something. So if I'm your wife, I'm just watching a lot of lip service, and then you tell me you've been lip servicing this for a long, long time. And nothing's changed. And so she's looking at her future like, well, I guess it's just going to be my marriage. And so I actually think she's right to keep asking you or to not trust you because you're not giving her any alternative actions.
Well, at first when I told her, she was very sweet about it, and we sat down. I went to a counselor and I just kind of tried to identify like triggers, and we set up a plan, and I keep a little note in my wallet, and we have an agreement that it was after a big argument, and that I just felt inadequate, that I just wanted to almost hurt myself with it. And so our form of dealing with that is, no matter what, like if we have an argument, she can just say, "Hey, leave your phone," and I'll go out of the room and just kind of decompress and sit there and think about and kind of cool down. But
I didn't get that. She'll say, "Leave your phone," and you just leave your phone?
Yeah. At any time, she just says, "Hey, leave your phone here." And so I'll give it to her, and then I'll just go off and be in a room alone and try and cool down, because it's always been like from an argument or from like a depressive episode that I.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you have a trigger, and that trigger, as you're describing it, it's a fracture in a relationship. Your body feels unsafe, and a way that soothes that discomfort is pornography, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And dude, you're not weird. You know what I mean? You're not like there's millions and millions and millions and millions of men and women in your exact situation. In fact, what makes you kind of weird is that you don't want that to be your default setting anymore. And so what I would challenge you on is identifying the trigger. All you're looking for is space here between stimulus and response. Okay?
Yeah.
You cannot just withdraw an activity, withdraw a coping mechanism, and not establish something else in its place. Addiction doesn't work like that. So you can't just pace around the house in a minute until the urge passes. You're going to have to sit down and write something. You're going to have to go for a jog. You're going to have to call a friend. You're going to have to call a sponsor and get the relational connectivity there. That make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've made changes, but what you're saying is like that feels like it's the final kicker. And so I don't know. I just have been feeling like almost an imposter, because I'm saying, "Hey, this is what happened. I've made changes, and I feel like this is where I'm at now," but I don't want to like minimize what I did or minimize the breaking values there.
There's no sense in going backwards, dude.
Yeah.
That's you beating yourself up. And at some point, probably not just yet, but at some point, your wife's going to have to decide to stop hedging her bets by calling this back in, calling this back in, calling this back in. Because she's going to try to keep herself safe by keeping some moral high ground. And I'm sure she's not perfect either. And she's going to have this is going to be a way she can, like a stepping stool, if you will, in a raging river. And it will make her feel like she's above the fray a little bit. It's going to keep her safe. And she's going to have to choose to be vulnerable again if this marriage is going to work also. Both of you are.
Yeah. But how do I ask for that?
You
how
can't.
Do I ask, hey?
That's for her.
Yeah.
She's going to have to choose to open herself up to get hurt again. Just like you are. But I think you have not got radical enough. You're an alcoholic who has just kept a few bottles of whiskey just in case relatives come over. Cut the internet off, dude. Get rid of your phone. Get a flip phone that you can't text on. And you're going to lose friends. Get rid of all social media. Put blocks on. Get rid of it. Pour the whiskey down the sink. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you haven't been willing to do that, which means she has to try to stay safe. And so I'm actually on her side right now.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm on her side too, because sometimes I just feel like crap. But
well, do something. Do something. You feel like crap because you're in a cognitive loop, man. You're just you're on a mental treadmill. You're just like a mental like mouse on a wheel, just running. And you're trying to solve it by thinking about it. Stop thinking. Go do. Go to Academy this afternoon or to Walmart or something and get a couple of dumbbells and put them in your garage. And when you have an urge, put your phone, turn it off, and then go downstairs and do 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something. Or go buy a pair of running shoes and go for a jog to the end of your block. You've got to put some new behaviors that are going to be positive. Go to a group. Get somebody you can call. Take action. Do you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Take action. Take action. Take action. Take action. You know what to do.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's the biggest need in my life is I'm just kind of waiting, and I see that it's kind of bled into other areas of my life.
I know it has. I know it has. And you think that your marriage challenges, you think your wife is not super into you right now because of the pornography. It's not. It's because she's finding out that she might be married to like a wet piece of toast. Right?
Yeah.
And here's what pornography gives you. Can I be honest with you? It makes you feel a little bit more alive. Fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Create that aliveness in your own life, brother. You only get one shot at this thing.
Yeah.
Right? What makes you alive? Go. Just start rattling off the top of your head. What makes you alive?
Just being outside.
Okay, what else? What else? You're one of the most beautiful parts of the United States for being outside. What else?
I like exercising. I've been getting into biking.
What else?
We're new to the area, so I just don't have any friends. I need friends.
Okay, there you go. Get them. Right?
Yeah.
There's some weird St. George biker club out there. Mountain biker club. I know there is. There's probably 100 of them. And you're going to show up to one, and they're going to be too good. You're going to show up to another one, and it's going to be a bunch of like old women, and you're going to be like, probably not for me. You're going to find them, and they're going to be there. And I guarantee you there's Celebrate Recovery groups in your area. Guarantee.
Yeah.
Go. You get one shot at this life, man. Fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you're like, okay, absolutely. No, go. Are you in?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, enough of the, I'm just here and I just don't want to do this anymore. Don't. Make it different. Today, you're going to get a note card out and you're going to write down for the next 5 days. Nope, the next 7 days. You're going to write down your daily routine. When I wake up, what I'm going to have for breakfast, the supplements I'm going to take, the exercise I'm going to get, going to work, the connection I'm going to have with my wife, the things I'm going to do. I'm going to make dinner. Here's the things I'm going to do. And no matter what, come hell or high water, you're going to check off everything on that list. And you're probably going to add 4 or 5 things to every list too. Put them on there anyway and check them off. We are practicing a different way of doing life. And in every one of those days, every day, you're going to do at least one thing where you're going to reach out and connect with somebody else. Whether that's at work, it's a group of strangers, it's just going to the bike rider park. I don't know what y'all bike riders do. I'm not that talented. I'll fall off and eat it. I break a bone or two. But get out and get connected. Go. My brother, you're worth it. And everybody listening, stop thinking about everything so much. Go do. Change your life. Go.